Hey everyone, thank you guys for joining us. We got Jordan Alsop here with Star Property Management in El Paso, and I have one of my good friends here, Nick from Cornerstone Community Partners, that is joining us. How are you doing, Nick?
Good, Jordan. How are you today?
I'm very well. I know that we've been talking back and forth for the past couple of weeks, and you've got something that's really been on your heart, as what you guys are dealing with personally. But why don't you start out and tell everybody who Cornerstone is and what's really on your heart?
First of all, Jordan, I want to thank you for having me on your show today. I appreciate it when you emailed me and asked me if I wanted to be on it, and we can talk about some not only just real estate but some unprecedented times that are going on right here. I really wanted to jump onto this opportunity to share with your viewers and your listeners. So my name is Nick Andromedis. I'm with Cornerstone Community Partners. I started this business. Well, my partner started the business, and he's a co-founder. His name is David Spina, and we really work together on multifamily, where we underwrite deals for 100 plus units. We're also looking at some storage facilities right now with everything that's changing. Um, I mean, as we can all know, there's some capital freezes right now with apartments. We're looking into storage units for now, just so that we can, as things happen in life, you have to pull the different levers so you can adjust with the market. But more importantly, what I wanted to speak to you and your listeners and your viewers is that under times like this, that's really difficult. Our first aspect was, oh no, what's going to happen as everybody starts losing their jobs, and how are they going to pay rent? And then we started diving into the numbers and saying, how can we help everyone out? This is not a time to think about dollars. It's a
Sure.
human aspect, and everyone's being affected of this, not only just in Texas or the United States, but globally. So the first thing we did was we sent out letters to all our tenants saying, "Hey, if you need help, we're here to help work out things. We don't want you guys to um, freak out with rent. So if anyone loses their job or is going through some financial difficulty right now, come in and speak to the on-site manager, and we'll work with you. As long as
Yeah.
they can prove that they lost their job or that their hours were cut, we'll work with them. And we're hoping that no one will take advantage of this situation, only because people that take advantage of it, it's going to make it harder for the ones that are really struggling.
Sure.
So we're trying to play a balancing act. We really want to help the ones that really need help, because I mean, everybody thinks because we don't own the whole property ourselves, we've got investors, and we
Right.
still have debt to pay to the banks.
Yeah.
So we still have a mortgage to pay. So we're waiting for the first week of April to see what really is going to happen. I mean, everybody's paid their rent for March. We're in a good position right now, but we're waiting to see what's going to happen in April, and then we'll start. We've already sent out letters to the lenders that we want to work with them, and we've let them know what we're doing to help our tenants, because it has to be a win-win situation for everyone. No
Yeah.
one is winning in this situation with what's going on.
Yeah.
So our best intentions was, how do we help the tenants so that we can communicate with our lenders so that we can help everyone gets a win-win situation. So that's what I wanted to really share out, and I'm hoping that other landlords will feel the same way. Now, it might be a little bit more difficult with single family homes because it's one rent, one debt. Whereas
Yeah.
here with, we've got hundreds of units. So we can still balance a little bit the cash flow and the liquidity with the business. But the most important thing that I really wanted to share with everyone is that take the humanistic approach. Don't think
Yes.
about the dollars and cents right now. Think of the long run. I don't want to evict anyone. That's the last thing I want to do. And we're here to help everyone. And I hope everyone and the people that I've spoken with that are other syndicators or sponsors or landlords, so far everybody's on the same page. So we just need to help everybody get through these hard times. And I think at the end of the day, when all this clears up, everybody will be thankful and appreciative of what's going on, and it'll work out best for everyone in the long run.
Yeah. As a landlord or as a property management property owner, right now we have a responsibility to really empathize with our tenants, or with, if you're in a single family, with the family who's in there, with the individual who may be renting, and really try to meet them where they are. I know it's difficult because, again, like you're talking about on our end, the mortgage company hasn't frozen our payments or hasn't done anything on that end, but that's our problem on our side. For us, we need to be passing the empathy down, because, again, this is one way that we drive commitment. If somebody is, say, they have a couple of months left on until they renew, right? And we sit here and say, no, you have to pay, you have to pay. Then what it does is, whenever that 3 months is up, whenever all this is cleared, and they nickeled and dimed and were able to pay it, they're gone. But there's an opportunity to say, hey, you know what, you're way more than a rent. You're way more than just an individual payment. We value you as a person and as a tenant. And if it's a little less here, a little less there, the long run is, we value you as an individual, like you said, the human approach.
Right, right. And another thing I forgot that we did was we bought everybody pizza. So
Yes.
one of the other asset managers came up with a great idea and said, "Hey, how about we buy them a pizza and deliver it on a certain time and date?" So we're giving back as well, just to take the ease, to let people know that they're not alone and that someone does care, that we're not just about dollars and cents.
Yes. Very true. And how many total complexes do you guys currently
So
have?
I asset manage one complex right now with 228 units with
Gotcha.
two other individuals. So we really, and thank God that things are going well. We've got a great team that's managing that property.
Yeah.
So things are going well, except for what's happened now with Corona. We'll find out in April. But yeah, we said, hey, what can we do to make things, let people know that they care, that they're not alone in this. So one of the other asset managers came up with a great idea and said, hey, how about we buy pizza for everybody and deliver it to the home? And we said, absolutely, let's do it. So
Yeah.
that should
It's a
be
great idea.
happening. Yeah, that should be happening. I think this end of this week or during the weekend. So we're
Awesome.
hoping that everybody, will be appreciative of it
Spoiler
and enjoy it.
alert.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now, what do you say to somebody who maybe is in this boat as a property manager, or an owner investor, and maybe their unit isn't 100% full or things like that, but they still want to do the due diligence to the individuals that are there? How do you shift your perspective and say, but I still need to get, there's still a need for tenants to come out here. They're still looking for places to live. How do you
Well,
focus that?
I think there's still people that are looking to live, but so let me answer that question in two parts. The first part is we're finding that a lot of people are renewing. They don't
There you
want
go.
to, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are renewing their leases because they're thinking, where am I going to go? They don't want to go do property tours. They don't want to interact, right? We've got to keep that social distancing. So do I really want to walk into an apartment and get a tour with someone else? And how do you do it with 6 feet distance? We found that our traffic online has gone up tremendously. I think it's gone up 3 or 4 fold than
Awesome.
usually daily. So a lot of people are using technology, right, to look at the property. A lot of the renewals, a lot of the tenants that we have now are renewing, which is a good thing, and we're renewing it at no increase.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I mean, right? So if they want to stay, we'll let them stay with no increase. Um,
Are they signing 6 months or a year? What's kind of the average that you've seen?
we're trying to have everybody come in with 12. If they want less than 12, we work with them. So
Okay.
there might be a little bit of an upcharge, right?
Yes.
Just so that, again, we have responsibilities as well
Sure.
as business owners. So we're taking everything by case study
Got
as
you.
everyone comes in, and depending on what their situation is like, and we're leaving that decision to be made by the on-site manager who's there on a daily basis, right? They're their boots on the ground,
Yeah.
so they have the authority to make that decision. If they're not comfortable with the decision, they'll email us and ask us, can we do something? So we're taking everything case by case. As far as due diligence with, we're if someone wants to come in and do a tour, we'll try to do it as safely as possible for everyone, because we also want to protect our employees. We need to
Right.
make sure that they're safe, that they're not exposed to anything because of work. They are considered essential workers according to the laws that were passed, because we're running a complex, right? Someone has to be there on site if
Yeah.
kitchen sink starts to leak or the HVAC doesn't work. As far as doing due diligence, aside from outside of COVID on a normal basis, we might run a credit check. They might have to prove to us that they make 2.5 or 3 times more than what the rent is on a gross basis,
Okay.
so that we know that they're responsible adults and they want to come in and they can afford to pay the rent. The last thing you want to do is um, have to fight with someone to evict them if they're not paying their rent. So
Sure.
we take our time with the tenants, and we ask them for their pay stubs, or if they want us to pull a credit score report, we'll do that as well.
Awesome. Well, Nick, I appreciate your time. I wanted to give you a moment. What was the Cornerstone website that you guys had?
So Cornerstone Community Partners, the website is myccpartners.com. One more time, it's myccpartners.com, myccpartners.com. And you can
Awesome.
find all the information on myself and my partner on the website.
That's awesome, Nick. I really appreciate it. And we look forward to checking back again, maybe when all this is done, to see how things have been working out.
Jordan, I appreciate your time, and I appreciate the hard work that you do and the messages that you send out there to everyone. And I really appreciate you having me on your show.
Thank you, Nick.
All right, take care. Thank you.